Yeah, good morning, everyone. We saw yesterday even US market declining, but what we saw in the US market that first half the market declined and the second half market recovered. And after consistent 3-day decline in US market, we are seeing some positiveness in the future market as well. And similar is the case with Asian market also. Asian market are taking some clue from the US market and are positive. And in commodity, more of a mixed bag. Uh, we are seeing Brent moving up, and now it is at around up by around 0.7%, whereas aluminum is down by around 0.7%, and copper is up by around 0.5%. In iron ore, it's down by around 2%, and steel is up by around iron ore is up by around 2%, and steel is down by around 2%. So it's all mixed bag reaction what we are seeing uh, in the commodity market. So now I'll request technical team to take up first.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, all of you. This is Swati. Yesterday, we have seen a sharp sell-off on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty side. Nifty has touched almost the feet of 16,400 level, and we have witnessed a great bounce back rally on an intraday basis of almost 200 points, and Nifty managed to close about 16,600 levels, which gives some sort of a relief sign. Going ahead, we believe this pullback rally is likely to be continued as the Asian markets are trading on a positive side. Today, we are getting a gap up opening at around 16,700, 740 levels on the higher side. So 16,740 will act as an immediate resistance level. Any move above that level, we expect the rally to be continued towards 16,800 and 840 levels on the higher side. Whereas on the downside, 16,500 will act as an immediate support level. Any move below that level only, we might witness some again profit booking, which might take a Nifty towards 16,600 and 16,400 and 16,300 levels on the lower side. But I believe looking towards the momentum of the market, this pullback rallies continue towards to 16,800 levels. Coming towards the Bank Nifty for intraday, the resistance is placed at 35,000 level. Any move above that level, we expect a positive momentum to be carried forward towards 35,400 to 35,500 levels. On a downside, 34,200 will be the immediate support level. Below that level, 34,000 and 33,900 levels can be seen. Coming towards the Nifty Finance, 16,780 will act as a resistance level. Above that level, 16,900 level, 17,000 levels can be seen. On the flip side, 16,550, 16,430 levels can be seen as a support level on the Nifty Finance. Stock specific, Power Grid really looks good on the technical setups. Even yesterday, we have initiated a buy call on this particular counter. The stock is just trading in the higher tops and higher bottom formation, and it's on the verge of giving the breakout of 210, 211 levels. So I believe it has a potential to reach up to 224 levels on the higher sides. Downside, it has a good support at around 204. So one can take a long position in Power Grid at the CMP. Stop loss can be kept at 204. We are looking for a target of 224 on high side. Second buy call, I would like to throw a limelight on the Sun Pharma. Sun Pharma also really doing very well. I believe this pullback rally is likely to be continued towards the 50 and 100 DMA, which comes to at around 800 and 810 levels. So I believe it has a potential to show the positive momentum. So one can take a long call also in Sun Pharma at the CMP. Stop loss can be kept with a small stop loss of 750. Target 800 and 810 we are looking forward in the coming days. That's it from my side. I request derivative guys to take a call forward.
Yeah, thank you, Swati. See, on the derivative front, yesterday there was a good amount of panic. A lot of liquidation was seen in the 17,000 put strike. The open interest continues to remain around the lower levels. The PCR has gone far below in the oversold zone. Yeah, sorry. See, VIX also, it was not increasing in the last few days, but the VIX has increased quite a bit in the yesterday's trading session. It has gone toward the 19 levels, and looking at the overall positions, still it seems to be at comfortable levels. If it goes above the 20 levels only, then one needs to worry. At this point of time, there is not much worry. Even with the SGX today, we have touched 16,500 yesterday, and we have bounced back. So with opening around the 16,600, 16,700 odd levels, we might again, look to bounce toward the 17,000 levels. The data doesn't suggest anything wrong with the market, so one can look to buy today with a stop loss of 16,500 for longs, and the possible target can be around the 17,000 levels. We believe the 17,000 levels should come in soon. From the stock specific front, as yesterday was a selling day, everything went down. There are not many stocks which actually went up, but as I had said yesterday as well, that pharma as a whole looks good, and pharma is likely to see some buying. So Dr. Reddy, Auro Pharma, Lupin, these stocks are the ones which can see some more buying coming in, and some short covering action can come in the banking space. So Axis, Kotak, ICICI Bank, SBI, these stocks are likely to witness some buying today. So look out for the same from a intraday perspective. That's it from my side. I'd like to ask the fundamental team to take over, please.
Good morning. As per dealer checks, the marriage season, which has just started, has started on a soft footing for auto sales. Two-wheeler, passenger vehicle, tractors, all are expected to be down around 10% in the initial days of the season on a year-on-year basis. Also, inventory in the system is high, which can result in lower wholesale sales going forward. On the other hand, feedback from CV dealers is positive, and they are expected to grow by around 10% year on year. So only the CV segment remains positive. There is another news on IDBI Bank. Yesterday, it was floating in media that a Diamond Group has defaulted of 6,700 crores, which is the second largest fraud after the PNB scam, etc. But that is false. So IDBI Bank has clarified that there is no such event that has happened, and there was a small jeweler account of just 17 odd crores which had defaulted. So just ignore that news. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Yesterday, Godrej Consumer had their analyst meet. This is led by the new MD Sudhir Senapati, who has joined from HUL. So they have chalked out quite extensive steps which they like to take in the near term, medium term, and to long term. The company is targeting double-digit growth and 150 to 200 bips EBITDA margins in 3 to 5 years. They've also acknowledged the problems they are facing in Indonesia. However, also said that there's a huge opportunity lying in Africa and India. The company is going to focus on the category enhancement, which they have not done till now. However, in the medium term, the problems like steep raw materials and the investments they are making in the advertising and distribution could impact the margins. So though the overall outlook given by the company is good, we believe there can be some medium-term disruptions in terms of profitability in second half. The stock is trading on 41 times, though not very expensive as compared to its peers. Still, it is on the higher side. Stride has announced that its subsidiary Stelis Biopharma has commissioned its large-scale, fully integrated vaccine manufacturing facility at Bangalore. The facility was successfully inspected by CDSCO and has received an initial export NOC to export around 15 million doses of Sputnik Light vaccine. So this is positive for Stride today's trade. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Wipro has acquired Agile. This will help Wipro to strengthen its cybersecurity services. CY20 sales for Agile stood at $44 million. That is a growth of 14.4% over CY18 to 20. This is marginally positive to the company. CMS Infosystem IPO is starting today and closing on 23rd December. Issue price is rupees 205216 and issue details is offer for sale of 1100 crore by the promoter. CMS is India's largest cash management company based on the ATM points and the number of retail pickup points and has a market share of 41.1%. Over FY19 to 21, the company's sales has grown at a CAGR of 6.7%, wherein FY21 is impacted due to COVID. And this acquisition also includes, this growth also includes acquisition revenue. August 21 sales of the company stood at 626 crores. FY19 EBITDA margin stood at 17.3% and has been increased to 23.9%, indicating higher revenue is leading to higher margins to the company. However, the number of ATMs between FY16 to 21 has grown by 3% and is expected to grow by 6.1% over FY21 to 27. With Digital India campaign launched by the Government of India, the transaction settled by digital payment has increased. With this, the percentage of transactions settled in cash in India has declined to 89% in FY20 from 98% in FY15. With COVID situation and with people moving to digital payment, we feel the cash movement in the country is likely to further slow down. At the upper price band of rupees 216, CMS Infosystem is offered at a PE of 15.8 times annualized August 21 EPS. Considering the low growth in the industry, we feel this may lead to lower growth to the company. We recommend avoid to the issue. Other than this, CE Infosystems, Mappy India, is getting listed today. Mappy India is a leading provider of digital maps, geospatial software, and location-based IoT technologies. The company majorly serves B2B business. Over FY19 to 21, the company's sales had grown by 6%. However, new orders for the company has grown by 82%. With COVID situation normalizing, looking at the good order book, we expect the conversion of these orders will happen going ahead. With this H1 FY22, the company had recorded a growth of 81% year on year. Being a high operating leverage company, H1 FY22 EBITDA margins for the company stood at 45.2% from 18.9% in FY19. Company is a debt-free company and ROE for the company stands at 16.6%. At the upper price band of rupees 1033, CE Infosystem has been offered at PE of 50.8 times annualized H1 FY22 EPS, which we feel was attractive, and we had recommended a subscribe to the issue. Thank you.
Yeah, apart from this, yesterday sugar related industry data came, which indicated that the sugar production since the start of the season, that is from 1st October till 15th December, has moved up by around 6.3% to 7.79 million ton. The overall ISMA estimate for the production is expected to decline year on year from sugar production of 31.2 million ton to 30.5 million ton. But initially in initial period, we are seeing higher production of 6.3%. This is mainly because of early start of season in Maharashtra, and production started early, and still ISMA has not indicated any change in production estimate for the current year, but the increasing export booking up till now is around 3.5 million ton. Country need to export around 6 million ton to keep the inventory at last year level and support the prices. Up till now, 3.7 million ton sugar has been booked, and it is expected that country will book 6 million ton. Only remaining is 2.3 million ton, which can be achieved in coming period if the international prices continue to remain strong. So overall, more of a neutral type of event with some fear about production, but there is some specific reason for that. So do not see any great movement in the sugar prices because of this event. So that's all from us. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.